I haven't left the apartment in a few days. It's Friday right now, and the last time I left was Sunday, which is not the best thing in the world, but it's sunny outside, and I'm gonna go for a walk. I kind of need to go for a walk. What's up? I'm making a video, so I set up my camera out there, and then I gotta walk back out there so that I just gotta walk. I'll see you later. It's 20 degrees out, and there's 20-mile-per-hour winds right now. By most people's standards, this is not good walking weather, but it's sunny out. This is usually a beach. This is usually all sand, and this is one of my favorite places to take a walk to because it's just beautiful. I think when people think about Chicago, they think about our amazing skyline, and I mean, also people think about a lot of violence, but Chicago is beautiful. Chicago has it all, and I mean, it even has a beach. What's not to love about that? You know, I do this pretty often. I do this thing where even though I've got literally dozens of good friends in Chicago. My friends are a huge reason why I moved to Chicago in the first place. Like, the city is amazing. I do love Chicago, but it's the people that make any place home. And, you know, my mom is here. I've got other family here. Some of my very, very closest friends after undergrad are out here. Oh, and by the way, something that happens when you graduate is all your friends from college start doing their own thing. And so you start to realize who you really align with and who you really want to stay close with, and who was there in a core part of your undergrad experience, but doesn't really need to be there anymore. And as that shift happened for me, those people who I wanted to keep around, who inspired me to grow, and who I found a lot of value in their friendships with, moved to Chicago. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And despite that, despite moving to an entirely new city away from my hometown, I still do this thing where I'll go like a full week without seeing any of my close friends who I moved out here to be able to hang out with more often, and I don't really know why. And I guess I'm just saying that as a more of a personal note to do that I gotta see my friends more often. Sometimes though, it's not even just about seeing friends. Sometimes I just need to get out and go for a walk. I mean, I go crazy when I'm just in the apartment for 5 days straight. Like, yeah, I'll go down to pick up a package and talk to the doorman, but that's not enough. They're great. Something wrong with them. That's not enough. But you know, what's been inspiring me lately is that I spent maybe like 20 bucks on an adapter to be able to use my vintage Fujinon EVC lenses on my digital camera. I've got two different Fujinon EVC lenses. I've got the 55mm 1.8, and I've got the one that is on the camera right now that you've been seeing, which is the 35mm 2.8. And the 35mm is not the sharpest lens in the world, but not everything's about sharpness, and it takes some pretty beautiful photos. The bokeh is really unique. It's kind of soft and creamy. One of the things I've realized recently is that I've been trying to edit my color film photos to look digital. So I've kind of just completely lost sight of why you shoot color film in the first place. And so I've just kind of stopped shooting color film. I'm just shooting black and white because I still like the way that black and white film looks in comparison to a black and white digital photograph. But I love the way that my digital color photos are coming out now, especially with those two Fujinon vintage lenses. And that's okay. That's part of the film photography, or just photography process in general, is experimenting with every single possible thing you can and figuring out what it is that you want and what you don't want. For me, for black and white, I want film, actual film. And for color, I think I want digital. But anyway, reminding myself to go on walks has not only been good for my mental and physical health, it's also a chance for me to go out and experiment and take more photos. Every time I take a walk now, I bring my camera, and even if I'm shooting photos that aren't the themes or subjects that I consider to be my art or my portfolio work, that's mostly taking photos of strangers, I still get to practice and I still get to see the world in a new way. I mean, if you're a photographer, you know that. When you walk around with your camera, you see things that you probably wouldn't have noticed otherwise because you think, well, that would make a great photo. So what's the moral of this video? I don't know, I guess I just need to take a walk, do some thinking and practice photography and spend more time with the people I care about. So yeah, maybe consider doing the same for you too. Can I ask you a question real quick? So if you had to give advice to anybody, maybe someone like me in their 20s, what advice would you give that person?
Try to make the right choices to be happy. Basically, that's it. Make some good choices in your life. You're going to have ups and downs, but strive to be happy in whatever you're doing. But that's not always easy.
Yeah, that's great advice. I appreciate that. Yeah.